Alright, this is Elyse Brownell. Everybody give it up. I should mention traveled the farthest to get here, all the way from sunny Colorado. She's from Michigan. She lived in Seattle, now in Boulder. She's earning her MFA in Writing and Poetics at the Jack Kerouac School of Disembodied Poets at Europa University. She's published in several print and online journals, curates the performance series Bouldering Poets. Elyse is an avid cyclist who gets yelled at on a daily basis for riding her bike on the sidewalk, riding her bike on the street, riding her bike in the bike lane, and or not wearing a helmet. Her only response is...
Fuck off!
She feels she gets her point across. Give it up for Elyse!
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me. Greg, Graham, Aaron. Yes. This is the first time I've ever read on a picnic table. Woo! Exciting. I have 3 songs for you. It was Easter Sunday, and with the witness of God and all our friends and family, it was over. I felt a baby balloon out of me. It had her name written on it, and yours was crossed out. This poem is not for you. The baby I will never meet. This isn't your fault. You didn't do this. You did nothing wrong. Your existence came in waves, first ripened from cap coves, then fallen down, down, and then it was over. I never told you how his lips felt, or when he pressed into me, I saw the sunset for the first time with my eyes closed. This isn't a poem about infidelity. This isn't a poem about abortion or stillbirth, but we were a stillbirth ended before we began the history of us floating somewhere in memory sacks. After the loss of my niece, we wrote her name on a pink balloon, Luna. We wrote the loop so big it created another hole. I want to write your name. Apart from my niece, it's not the same thing. Love comes in different sizes. The helium isn't enough to wonder about the weight. Exit this way so I can leave you behind. You can't come with me. This isn't a poem about comparison or metaphor or how the sky opened up that day and fell on top of me. This is a poem about the graves in our body. How we pick over old stones of ourselves, one after the other, age 13, age 17, age 19, age 24, they're all dead. I touch the holes in my body. Water comes out like streams. In the body, water comes together, but we are not together. This isn't a poem about geography. How you still hold a map of me. How my sister had a C-section 2 weeks before labor to remove her. How they sliced her open, splitting the borders of life and death. How the ghosts still tick inside me. How I do anything to remove the graves, touch their algae-covered bodies, and toss them aside like wet rags. Every Easter since then, I skin bunnies in my backyard, pile the lumps of fur like raked leaves, and no longer see rabbits' feet in the clouds. I see newborn babies, their eyes draped windows. I see all the balloons let go. This is a poem about loss. How I wish I too could write your name down like headstones and never think of you again. To age 13, when father remarried, I don't think I ever forgave him. I stopped spilling love out of tears. My holes closed up. I never forgave her. To age 17, her neighbor hung himself in the attic. In a fist, she fit her entire body in that one. She laughed and her mother slapped her. She shoved her fork in her throat. Her mother was looking. To age 19, she left home. Mother, the grave of my mother. Daughter relationship half buried but very much dead. To age 24, mother moved to Florida with her boyfriend. I didn't have a home anymore. There was a hole in the ground where our home once was. The space between us grew like picking the runs and nylons, and more we stretched it the further apart we were. To mother, how often do you dig up the graves of us? Do you touch the soil and realize it's still wet? Do you feel the sting on your palm? Do you remember choosing lust over family? Do you still talk to my father? To sister? Do you feel it? Where they pulled her from your body like Persephone? Did you feel it? The anchor heavy inside you. When you look at her twin, do you see her? Into my graves, you are still fresh, but there are no flowers. This is called 12 months or a year. Take my hand and and place it inside your pocket, where it is warm. For the fighting is not overcome by raging wars or by silent ones. Do you see the lost ones? They are there, scraping their bodies over other bodies. They are fighting to breathe. The air is thinner here. You cannot feel your own hands in front of you. You can only stand there and watch the feeling of the skin flaking away the falling leaves before October. This is the November of my body. It is represented by cobblestones, by torn out soles from old shoes. It is not needed. Let me float a river where the water freezes. Let me freeze with it. June is not very far. It will come and my hands will still be inside your pocket. The sun will peek at us one last time and then set, and I will fade into the shadows of winter's back. Evergreens stay green all year long, but the lost ones stay chafed. They cannot find each other's pockets. They cannot touch anything. Imagine a world without touch. Go there. The Mayflowers are already wilted. They were born broken, torn apart, tossed aside. As the petal inside your mouth, wait, softly. You can taste pink. You can feel yellow and the aftershock. Press the petals into your mouth. When February comes, there is only chill in the lake. There is no other sound but of chilling bones. And when you crunch down onto the ice, you swear you can hear your reflection. Yes, hear it. It's March and he has Parkinson's disease. He talks about the freezing when his body is stuck in place like a memory or a nightmare. He feels the tape flip over without you noticing, and then it turns to April. If you find my hand in heat, it's because we played in the grass too long. It's because the sun didn't set fast enough. It's because when I'm there, I don't feel folded. I think January never comes. Then maybe this body cracked, hollowed into a shell. Maybe then this will become a new home for you. If you are in heat, it must be July. You cut up all your hair in August. I hold flames near the doorway and pretend your shadow is what scares me the most. But you don't scare me at all. It's not the you, it's the peridot of your body that sinks to the bottom of the frozen lake that drowns evergreens that is overcome by the silent ones. I think of all the months that are left. By the time December comes, we're only thinking about January. December is passive. December is limbo, or a reflection that you can only hear if you press your lips to this mirror and swallow hard. The last month in the sequence doesn't need to be named. I tried to mimic her. Her face was different, older than most men who pour me whiskey, who talked me into coming home with them around midnight. But your hands were soft, and you looked at me the way I've always wanted something like lovers to, as though you might stop breathing. Happy. You're so lovely, you said. You're so fucking lovely. There was something about the word. I don't know if it aged you or not, or if it was just another word, but it was rough. We made love in the blackness. The moon, our only illumination, peeked in through your blinds, mangled as if someone had been pushed. You stayed on top. Heaviness pulled into me, words of pleasure, but nothing of context. And I could only think about your wife. If this is how you would fuck her, lights out on top, or romantics lost at twilight, I wondered if all cats really did feel the same in the dark. Your hands on my body filled the void of her. You were fucking her memory instead of me. You were pulled out and came on my stomach. You already have a daughter. Slept under blankets on a futon with your dog at your feet. We made love again in the morning or something like it, only it was different. The sun was there too, the yellow aspen leaves falling, and I was on top. Everything felt different. I pushed into you harder, burying my face in your chest, imagining your wife was at the door, as I stared at her sunglasses resting on the shelf for us. It's like you knew. Fuck, still coming, and gel sliding down my inner thigh, my clit throbbing. Afterwards, you grabbed a towel, wiped me clean, the attentiveness of a new father cleaning his daughter, and slept. You fell asleep first, your hand on my chest, below my left breast, the other between my thighs. The wind picked up, and like falling leaves, the yellow aspen stuck to your window above me until eventually I faced it too. We woke around noon, rolled out of bed, kissed my forehead and disappeared into the bathroom. I sat outside in the warm fall breeze, took pictures and collected leaves, knowing I might never return here. The mountains off in the horizon were glowing. Arapahoe wasn't far off. Everything was interrupted by a wasp buzzing in my ear, playing with my hair, attracted to the scent of us.